SpotlightMediaStudios.com. Welcome to Education Unfiltered. Here is Mary Stucco.
Hello, this is Mary Stucco with Education Unfiltered, where we're talking all thing higher ed. And today we are going to talk about that hot topic of insurance and risk management and an area that there's just an overwhelming amount of jobs available right now. So today I'm going to be joined by Shelley Lowe with Davenport University and Dave Veering with the Employment Services Manager at Farm Bureau Insurance. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Mary.
Welcome, thanks.
Hello. So tell me, we're just going to get started with you, Dave. I know that you're handling a lot of the HR hiring at Farm Bureau. Can you just start us off a little bit saying what kind of jobs are you hiring for right now, just to give people an idea what we're talking about?
Sure. And I will tell you, too, in the last year or so, our positions have doubled and in some periods of time tripled from what we were seeing even pre-COVID.
Wonderful.
An enormous amount of opportunity right now in the company. I was just kind of getting a review of the website here earlier today, and we've got most of our major areas represented, from data analytics and project work, IT. There's certainly some customer service roles in there. There is underwriting roles. There's a couple of claims positions out there. Just about everything. It's almost the most variety I've seen in quite some time, and it continues to kind of be that way for us. We've just remodeled our building. About 2/3 of it is done. Right now, we got another third that's finishing up. Brand new, beautiful building, welcoming employees back in. We've actually got an open house this Friday to try to get folks back in here and see the brand new space. So just a lot of exciting things happening and a lot of hiring going on here at Farm Bureau currently.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, Shelley, that brings me to you. You work at Davenport, and you're getting ready to put together the 5th annual insurance forum at Davenport University on the Lansing campus.
That's right, and this is a great place. We're doing it in person and virtually hybrid, so if someone can't come, we can send them the link and they can join us. Someone will be monitoring the link, but we hope people will come in person this time. It's a great way to meet with employers like Dave and get to know the insurance industry and the vast number of opportunities that are out there. It's Thursday, October 20th at the Davenport University Lansing campus on Grand Avenue from 10 to 12. Dave will be there from Michigan Farm Bureau, and we expect 5 to 7 other major insurance companies to be there answering questions, and we're excited to be able to present this to both our students and the public. And so we hope that people will consider coming. And if they need to RSVP, they can always reach out to me, and I can make sure they get the information they need.
So I see you're inviting like Lansing-area colleges, high school students who have an interest in it. What kind of people do you think would be interested in coming to this? Who do you think is your primary target on this?
I would say anybody getting ready to graduate from either high school or a CTE or a college associate or bachelor level program who is interested in taking their degree or their background into the insurance industry. So like Dave mentioned, anybody with a technology, cyber defense, cybersecurity, technology management, anybody with a business background who's interested in customer service, customer relations, customer support, anybody who wants to be in operations, accounting, marketing, finance, some of the areas, anybody who's entrepreneurial and wants to learn a little bit about, franchising or insurance sales, anybody who's interested in the underwriting side of it, anybody with a high math aptitude who might want to look at actuarial work. I mean, there's just so many opportunities in the insurance industry in the central mid-Michigan where the density of insurance companies is so high that really, I think exploring it is probably one of the best things individuals can do for themselves, especially if they're 100% sure where they want to go or what they want to do. I like to say that the insurance companies in our region are like family-owned businesses, and they bring you in and they make you feel wanted, appreciated, needed, and they make you feel like you've got a long-term life here. And so it's kind of valuable for people who look for stability, who want an organization, and who want to learn and increase their skill set in their career.
You know, and I know, Dave, you can probably talk on this a little bit more. One thing I see my students at Lansing Community College really appreciate is, one, they know they want to go into insurance, but they're not sure where. So, you know, obviously they start in a position. But one thing that it seems kind of common with all the insurance companies is if you want to change positions, you want to try something different, the insurance companies seem to encourage that. Like, it's okay to, you know, switch from maybe being underwriter to a claims adjuster in your world. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think that's what makes us unique a little bit is, you know, you don't come in and get pigeonholed and have to stay necessarily in the space that you started in. Certainly it has to make sense, and you have to be qualified to move to a new area and things of that nature. There has to be an opening. But certainly we push higher education. We push insurance designations. We pay for a lot of that stuff. Very nice tuition reimbursement program here at Farm Bureau. We want people to grow. We want people to get designations and become masters of the trade. And all that does is help us as a company and helps them to continue to grow. And like you said, longevity. You know, our retention rate is very high. It's upwards of 90% a year. And even in these times when people are leaving for other opportunities, you know, we have folks that come back to us even as well, people that leave and they want to come back when they realize, ooh, it's not quite greener on the other side like I thought it might be.
Right.
So I think our culture is unique. The way that we build our workforce is unique, and people gravitate to that, and they understand that, and that I think that helps us and helps us to get good candidates and employees in the long run.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that's really a great point to make. Shelley, I'm going to start with you on this. Obviously, you know, doing something like this as a networking event can feel a little bit uncomfortable since some people haven't done that in a couple of years. What are some things that people can ask recruiters when they go in to kind of break the ice and start getting comfortable with those conversations?
Yeah, well, that is the beauty of a forum. We start out by letting the insurance representatives from each of the companies introduce themselves, talk about their company and their culture and what it is they're looking for. And once that's through, most of the attendees and people viewing have a good, strong background on, okay, this is what they do, this is what they are. Often what they say will trigger the questions that people want to ask. But then also, it's a good idea to ask about culture, ask about the type of education, future certifications, what would stand out on a resume, what do they like about their role, what do they see the future of insurance being. Let's get the conversation, because remember, networking is always a conversation, and people love to talk about themselves. So if we're asking them about their culture, about their future plans, about what the challenges are, what their programs are for new employees, those kinds of things, and what stands out in a resume that they would gravitate toward, those are the kinds of things that attendees would want to learn.
Very good. Now, Dave, I'm going to switch that over to you and ask a similar question, because you also help with the hiring. How important is it for people to attend these live events in your mind?
Well, I think it's very important, only because if it were me and I were in their shoes, I'm a little older now, so I got to say I didn't have these. I'm a little jealous. I didn't have these kinds of connection opportunities with employers as a younger person coming out of college, and I would have loved to have had something like that and a chance to be able to make those connections early on. So I think of it as, even if you're just there to gather information, maybe put a name and a face together, take a look at our company in different ways, and kind of, maybe you're not even interested right now, but you might be a year from now, you might be 2 years from now. You never know what the future holds. Set yourself up for success. Use the tools that your university is providing you, and getting employers there to be able to talk to them in person, to learn more about each of our companies, I think is it's a miss if you don't take that opportunity to do that. There's no loss to it. I'm not there to judge anyone. I'm not there to think, oh, if that person applies a year from now, I won't hire them based on what they just told me. That's not how it works. This is networking. This is getting to know each other. It's a very, harmless space. There's really, it's it's really a neat space to be able to just build relationships going forward, and that's what I think we're all about. And it's just I love the insurance forum for that reason as much as anything.
Exactly, it's a great way to just learn more. Yes, Shelley.
One of the opportunities that often event attendees like this is to go in and see who's attending, the companies that are attending, and go and look and see what jobs they've posted or have open. And if one piques your interest, focus your questions on that area and that type of work, and learn more about what the day is and the environment is and what the flow of work is and what it's like to be in that role. That helps inform you for future applications that you might do. And I just think that's something that a lot of people don't do is do their company research before they come and get their questions off what they see there.
That's a great piece of advice.
Can I add to that, Mary? I think that's a great point,
do.
Shelley. I would just say from an employer perspective, as someone on that side of the table, I love to talk to candidates who have done a little bit of research. It doesn't have to be knowing everything about us from top to bottom, but man, if you can go out to our website and understand our culture a little bit from what you're seeing out there, look at the job postings, figure out the variety that we have and the some of the postings that might be of interest to you, then come and ask questions about that. That goes a long way. It really does, because now I know you're interested. You've taken the time to look ahead and do your due diligence, and that just, again, it speaks volumes for maybe the type of person that we want to have in the organization. So I think that's, of anything that anyone would take away from today's conversation, do some company research. There's so much stuff out there now. It's very easy to do.
Excellent. So let's say somebody goes out, they see a job or two that they're really interested in applying to Dave. How do they go about doing the applying, and how do they follow up?
Sure. So if they go to careers.mishfb.com, careers.michfb.com, that's our website to our postings. You go out there, there's actually job requirements within each posting. There's a link where you can click on it and understand these requirements, and then we have steps to the application process. You can even set up a job alert within our website. So if you don't see anything today that you might not customize your postings through the alert feature that we have, and then get future postings. So as we continue, and as I said before, the postings we have out there are just like we've never seen before, double, triple than what we've ever had. There's always going to be new postings coming up. Set yourself up for success in the future. Don't just look today and think, oh, there's nothing for me, I won't go back. Set yourself up for that opportunity. As far as follow-up goes, certainly we are here to talk to candidates as they have questions. We do have an applicant tracking system that allows us to be able to put updates into the system as far as where a candidate's application is in the process. So some of that information should already be there for them. But we do a very good job of either scheduling interviews if we want to talk to you, and if you don't hear from us, we'll let you know that, and doesn't mean you can't apply to future opportunities. We would love to see you back for future opportunities as well. So we do try to keep that line of conversation back and forth open as much as possible.
Thank you for that. Shelley, one thing I see with some students is they haven't set up a LinkedIn account. How important do you think that is for students who are getting ready to go out, enter the workforce? Should they have that set up before they come to this event?
I wouldn't say necessarily, particularly our high school or maybe our freshman students necessarily should have it, but I think that it's really important for students, especially students, and I'm going to throw a word out there that a lot of people won't know, students of Handshake Schools, which is an employer recruitment platform that many colleges and universities use. But if your LinkedIn account and your student profile and Handshake match and continue to grow and evolve with you as you grow and evolve, as your skill sets change, as your ability to do different things change, people are going to notice that. The other thing that's important about a LinkedIn account is once you get your profile set up, even if you don't have a lot of experience, but you start following certain organizations like the ones that you meet at the insurance forum, and you stay in touch with them, it makes it easier for them to recruit you in the future. And so it's a really good idea to think about where you want to go, what you want to be doing, and who you want to be doing it with organizationally, and start following those organizations and linking with people in the roles you're interested in. I just had an open position recently, and I literally went through LinkedIn and I found anybody with that title or similar work-related type of activities in their roles and searched all those titles, and personally to probably 100 different people just saying, this is what's available, this is what I would like to see. If you're interested, please apply. But if this isn't the role for you, please share it with somebody that you think might be interested in this type of role. And it's interesting because I've already hired the position, but I'm still getting a lot of feedback from people and a lot of conversation from people. Those people are going to stay in my network because I know it's not the last time I'm going to be hiring.
Yeah, that's great. So who else can we expect to see here other than Farm Bureau Insurance at this event?
Our top employers right now are Michigan Farm Bureau, Delta Dental, and auto owners. We are also expecting to hear from Michigan Miller, from Jackson National, and I always get their name wrong because they've changed it a few times. So I'm going to say Accident Fund, correct, because I'm old and having a memory lapse.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
fine.
And from Insurance, who are based out of Grand Rapids, but all over. And then there are Frank and Muth Insurance and a couple of others that we've invited. They're looking at their schedules right now, but you can count on auto owners, Delta Dental, and Michigan Farm Bureau. And we're excited to have. We'll end up with 5 to 7 employers and hopefully a whole lot of information seekers who want to learn more about this industry.
Excellent. So can you just quickly, as we end this, tell me exactly when the event is, what time, and how they can sign up?
Okay. The event is on October 20th from 10 a.m. to noon at Davenport University Lansing campus on 200 South Grand Avenue in Lansing. And if they want to register, if they're already in a school that's a Handshake school, they can just go into Handshake and look for the insurance forum at Davenport. If not on Handshake, all they have to do is reach out to me, Shelley Lowe at Davenport University. And oddly, my email is Shelley, SHELLEY .Lowe, LOWE at Davenport.edu. And I can get them registered and make sure that they're accounted for. If they want to come in virtually, I can, like whole classrooms, if a teacher at a school or at a community college or other college wants to bring a certain course in because it's insurance related or they're doing discovery, they can contact me and I'll make sure they have them in.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Shelley Lowe at Davenport University and Dave Veering with the Employment Services Manager at Farm Bureau Insurance in Michigan. We appreciate your time. This podcast was sponsored by Farm Bureau Insurance. This is Education Unfiltered. Thank you so much for joining us today.